Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss about the chapter branch accounts, which is in the subject of advanced financial accounting for BCom second sem students. When a business enterprise or any company is running successfully, then they look after to expand their business in different ways. Either they can go for acquisition or merging or amalgamation, and they can go for starting a new branch in different areas. So it's about the accounts which will be maintained if a company started a branch. So now you can see branch meaning branch is an establishment or division or unit of main establishment to meet a long-term demand of the customers in providing or rendering services. These are directly or indirectly regulated by a parent unit. Any establishments, units, or any outlets which are started doing business apart from the location of the head office, then those kind of businesses will be called as branches, which is mainly to fulfill the demands of the customers. So now you can see the types of branches. We have two types. One is domestic branches and foreign branches, where a domestic branch will have the head office and branches in the same locality, that is in the same country, where the foreign branches, the branch will be in other country and the head office will be in the other country. Under domestic branches, we have two more subdivided types. One is dependent branches and one more is independent branches. If you talk about dependent branches, these are the branches which are under the control of head office for its administration, overall administration. I can say these are the branches may be fully controlled or partly controlled. And if I talk about independent branches, these are the branches which are not depending on the head office for the goods as well as for the cash requirement. And these branches maintains complete set of books of accounts separately from the head office. And the next thing is method of accounting, how the method of accounting will be done in branch accounts. So why the necessity to prepare branch account, in the sense in order to get to know about profit or loss of the branch, and how the performance of the branch, and to get to know what is the requirement of the branch and what is the financial position of that branch. So to know all these things, we definitely require to prepare branch accounts. So here, method of accounting, we have three methods. One is a detached system, one is final account system, and one more is stock and debtor system. As per your syllabus, we are going to discuss in this chapter only related to detached system. Now you can see the detached system. So under this method or under this system, the relationship between branch and head office will be almost similar like detached and creditors relationship. Here, branch treats its head office as its creditors, and head office treats its branch as its debtors, where head office send goods on credit basis to its branches, and the branch sell them at a profit and remit that cash to its head office. This is what is going to happen under debtor system. As you can see, branch account prepared by the head office for ascertaining the result of the branch is dependent on two situations. One is when the head office send goods to the branch at cost price. So they will send the goods at cost price, then the remittance will be get it back by the head office. Then we have one more situation, that is when the head office send goods to the branches at inflated or invoice price or loaded price, which will be sent on the invoice price, that we are going to discuss later. So now we can see the following is the format for the branch account when the head office send goods at the branch at cost price. Now you can see the format which is under debtor system method. So under cost price basis. So in the heading, we have in the books of head office branch account for the year end. Whatever the year they have given, that will be considered. Next we have a debtor side, and also we have creditor side. So debtor side represents expenditures and creditor side represents income side. So when we have started with this particular account, so we are going to start with opening balances of assets as well as opening balances of liabilities. So under opening balances of assets, we have stock at branch, debtors at branch, petty cash at branch, furniture at branch, prepaid expenses at branch. Any other assets opening balances can be considered here. As well as in the closing liability side, we have creditors as well as outstanding expenses at the branch. So these two considered as a opening balance. The next one we can see the goods sent to branch account on the debit side. And the credit side we have buy goods sent to branch account in the same name. So the debit side goods sent to branch account represents if the branch received goods from the head office, whatever the goods received from the head office we are going to record here. On the other side, that is on the credit side, whatever the goods which is returned from the branch to the head office will be recorded on the credit side. So this is the main difference between that. And the next one we have bank account on the debit side as well as buy bank account on the credit side. So the debit side bank account which represents the expenditures and the credit side bank account which represents remittance. That means debit side bank account we are going to record whatever the expenditures made by the branch will be recording. On the credit side, whatever the income which is collected by the bank, it may be sales or it may be money which is collected from debtors, that means the customers. So that we are going to record there. So apart from that, we have closing liabilities and also closing assets in the next one on the debit side as well as on the credit side. One thing, when you are closing the assets and liabilities, whatever the assets which you have opened in the earlier, whatever the opening assets we have opened in the earlier, that should be closed as a closing assets. And also what we have opened as a liabilities in the credit side, those opening liabilities should be closed on the debit side. After that, we need to do the total, which is on the debit side and credit side. We need to find out which side is the more. Then we need to show the balance. So the balance should be shown in the name of general profit and loss account, either on the debit side or credit side, where the balance we are going to get. If you get the balance on the debit side, we are going to consider it as profit. If you get on the other side, that is on the credit side, we are going to consider that as loss. So now one more account we need to remember while preparing branch accounts. So that is memorandum of debtors account. So that is one of the most important account while preparing it, as we are preparing under debtors system method. So here in memorandum of debtors account, so on the debit side and credit side we have certain certain accounts, that is opening balances, credit sales, bills receivable, that is bills receivable dishonored. On the credit side we have cash, bills receivable received, sales return, bad debts, discount allowed, as well as closing balance. So while preparing this account mainly prepares to find out the missing information which we required to in the branch account. So whatever the information we doesn't have in the problem, that we need to find out by preparing memorandum of debtors account. So by using this, we are going to find out any one missing information to complete the branch account. So if you get a balance on the debit side, so you can give a first preference to opening balance and second preference to credit sales. And if you get the balance on the credit side, you can give a first preference for closing balance for debtors, and you can give another preference. If you are having already closing balance, you can give one more preference for cash, so which is received from the debtors. So these four main missing informations we are going to require to complete the branch account. So remember, on the debit side, if you get the balance while preparing memorandum of debtor account, if you get a balance on the debit side, first always give a preference for opening balance. If you have already opening balance, then give credit sales. And if you are getting balance on the credit side, so give always first preference to closing balances and second preference to cash. If you're having already closing balance of debtors, then you can give the preference to cash account. So any one missing information will be there in the problem, that we need to find out by preparing memorandum of debtors account, so in order to complete the branch accounts. Now we'll solve with one illustration. Let me read it first. From the following particulars relating to Tumkur branch for the year ending 31st March 2015, prepare branch account in the books of head office. We have stock at branch on 1/4/2014, branch debtors on 1/4/2014, petty cash at branch on 1/4/2014, and furniture at branch on 1/4/2014, and prepaid insurance, salaries outstanding, goods sent to branch, cash sales during the year, credit sales during the year, cash received from debtors, cash paid by the branch debtors direct to the head office, discount allowed to debtors, cash sent to branch for expenses, rent, whatever the expenditures they have given, that is rent, salaries, petty cash, as well as insurance. Next, goods returned by the branch, goods returned by the debtors, stock on 31st March 2015, petty expenses paid by the branch, as well as provide depreciation on furniture at 10% per annum. So this is the problem what we have here. Now we need to remember one thing, that either we need to prepare memorandum of debtor account or not is the important thing. So in order to find out that, see whether they have given debtors account information. So in the second sentence itself, they have given branch debtors on 1/4/2014. That is nothing but they have given opening balance of debtors. Check once, are they given closing balance of debtors? So if you can see the whole problem, in the problem they have not given any closing balances of debtors, which is on the date of 31st March 2015. That is the reason we need to prepare memorandum of debtors account. Now we need to prepare a memorandum of debtors account or a total debtors account in order to find out the missing information what we required to prepare branch account. So now you can see the format which I have already showed you earlier, and also I have made a preparation by preparing a memorandum of debtors account. Whatever the format I showed you, the same format which I have entered here, so only by leaving the amount column blank. So the debit side same entries as compared to format, and also the credit side same entries which I have showed you in the format. So now we'll go to the question. So while preparing memorandum of debtors account, remember one thing. So in the question, you need to list out whatever the information which are related to debtors account. So as you can see, I have listed out branch debtors on 1/4/2014 is related to debtors. I have marked it. Second is petty cash, third is furniture, prepaid insurance, salary outstanding, goods sent to branch, and that is all not related to debtors, and cash sales during the year, that is also not related to debtors. Next we have credit sales during the year, that is related to debtors. Next, cash received from debtors, that is also related to debtors. Next, cash paid by the branch debtors direct to the head office, that is also related to debtors. Discount allowed to debtors, that is also related to debtors. Next, cash sent to branch for expenses, those expenditures are not related to debtors. Insurance, goods returned by branch is also not related to debtors. Next, goods returned by debtors, so that is the information related to debtors account. So apart from this, we don't have any other information related to debtors. So first we need to list out these items in order to find out the missing information. And also in some problem, instead of giving debtors, they may give in the name of customer. So customers as well as debtors is same. Now we can prepare a memorandum of debtors account. So now we'll start with the starting. So debit side we had a opening balance. Now we need to take that branch debtors on 1/4/2014. So 1/4/2014 is the opening day and 31/3/2015 is the closing day. I have entered opening balance as 15,000. Next I need to record with whatever the information you have already taken, strike it out so that left out information we can consider in the while solving the problem. So next, credit sales, we have an amount of 1,83,000 I need to take. We don't have any bills receivable in the problem, so that will be blank. So next we have cash received from debtors. So this is the amount, I can say income, so this should be recorded on the credit side. So we have one more, that is cash paid by the branch debtors direct to head office. Both are paid by debtors. One is paid to branch, one is paid directly to head office. In both the cases, it is both considered as income, that is both paid by the debtors itself. That is the reason both the amounts I'm clubbing together, and I'm entering that amount in the amount column as 1,35,000 plus 22,000, totally 1,57,000. Next, we don't have any bills receivable received in the problem, as I told you. Next, we need to look for the information discount allowed to debtors. We have the next information in the format. We have discount allowed, so for that we are going to write the amount as 2300. Next, we have goods returned by the debtors. So goods returned by the debtors as well as sales return, both are same. If the goods returned from customers or goods returned from debtors, both are same. So that is the reason I have entered by sales return 7200. And we don't have bills receivable, we don't have bad debts, as well as we don't have bills receivable dishonored. So closing balance in the problem we don't have, so that is the missing information we need to find out. As usually, if you do the total, the debit side will be more, that is 1,98,000. The same amount I'm going to enter on the credit side, and I'm going to minus 1,98,000 from the above amounts. So I'm going to get the amount by minusing 1 lakh, all the amount, that is 1,57,000, 7,200, 2,300 from 1,98,000. So, and I'll get a balance which I need to write as balancing figure, that's supposed to be taken to the branch account while closing the assets. That is the closing balance of 31,500. Next, we need to prepare branch account. So as we got the missing information, that is closing balance of debtors, so now we can go for question, and we can start preparing branch account. Now we can see the question here, and the format which I've already showed you, the same format I'm going to use. By remember the headings, remember the information in the format, the same we are going to apply the format which I've already prepared it. So with the heading of in the books of head office, remember one thing, that financial year starting and ending is most important. So here the financial year starting is 1/4/2014 and which will end on 31/3/2015. During this period we are going to prepare the branch account by considering whatever the expenditures happen and whatever the incomes has been done. And next is Tumkuru branch account for the year ending 31/3/2015. We have debit, credit, and we have opening asset as well as opening liabilities. So now we can enter the information in the branch account. First, on the debit side, we need to record opening balances of assets. That is on 1/4/2014. So we have a stock at branch on 1/4/2014 amount of 40,000 that we need to record under opening assets. So I'm entering it to stock at branch, the amount of 40,000. The next opening asset we have in the problem, that is branch debtors on 1/4/2014 amount of 15,000. So I'm marking it out whatever the entries which I've already taken in the branch account, so that I cannot do a repetition. So I'm entering it to debtors at branch, which is on the opening day, amount of rupees 15,000. The next asset we have petty cash at branch, which is amount of rupees 2,000. So I need to enter that to petty cash at branch. This is the amount of 2,000. The next opening asset we have in the problem, that is furniture at branch on 1/4/2014 to furniture at branch, amount of rupees 12,000. Next opening asset we have prepaid insurance on 1/4/2014 that we need to record here to prepaid insurance at branch, amount of rupees 2,300. So next one we have salaries outstanding on 1/4/2014. So outstanding is a liability, not an asset. Prepaid is asset, outstanding is liability. So I need to enter as by outstanding salary at branch, amount of rupees 4,100. So apart from this, we don't have any opening balances of assets as well as liabilities. For the format, I need to enter on the debit side as goods sent to branch. Here we have goods sent to branch, that is the goods actually sent by the head office to the branch, and we need to record. So 2 goods sent to branch, amount of rupees 3,30,000, which I have entered. So next I need to look on the credit side as a goods sent to branch which is written. So whatever the goods which is sent from the branch to the head office, that we used to call as written. So we have in the last goods returned by the branch. So that I need to take the amount of 5,000. So next, as per the format, next we need to record a bank account. So on the both the sides, so on the debit side bank account we are going to record with the expenditures. On the credit side bank account we are going to record with the incomes. So in the problem we have some expenditures, so that you can see cash sent to branch for expenses. So these are the amount which is sent by the head office to the branch in order to meet certain expenditures. So expenditures like rent 15,000, salaries, 2 salaries, amount of rupees 10,800, 2 petty cash. Petty cash is a small expenditures. 2 petty cash at branch, 2 petty cash, amount of rupees 4,000, and lastly we have insurance which is paid up to 30th June 2015. So that is exceeding the financial year. So even though whatever the amount we have which is sent by the head office to the branch, that we need to record in the books of accounts. It may exceed the financial year also, we need to record it. If leftover amount will be recorded as a closing. So insurance I have recorded. Next I need to record on the credit side by bank account, that is remittance. That is nothing but whatever the income which will be collected by the bank as cash sales, as cash received from debtors, I need to record that. So now by cash sales, so the branch made some cash sales, as well as the branch received some of the money through debtors. So here, so cash sales during the year we have an amount of 2,80,000. Then credit sales we won't take here. Next, cash received from debtors directly to the branch as well as directly to the head office, both we need to consider. So both the amounts which will be received finally from the head office, that is the reason both the amounts I am including it as 1,57,000 by adding both into together. So next I need to close the liabilities as well as need to close the assets. So remember one thing, whatever the assets we have opened, we need to close that. So we have opened a stock at branch, I need to close as by stock at branch. Next we need to we have opened a debtors at branch, we need to close it, and we have opened a petty cash at branch, we need to close that, and we have opened furniture at branch, we need to close that also, and lastly we have opened prepaid insurance at branch and we need to close that. So now we need to fill the amounts as on the date of 31/3/2015. So that is the closing day. On that day, whatever the closing balances we have for that assets, I need to consider it. So by stock at branch we have an amount of 36,000 in the problem. So next I need to close debtors account. As I told you, we have prepared a memorandum of debtors account. So that debtors account closing balance I need to carry forward here as a 31,500. Now we need to close the petty cash at branch. We don't have any closing balance for that, but Vences paid by the branch of rupees 3,850. This is the amount actually spended by the branch as a petty expenses. Now we need to look after the balances what they had. In the opening balance of petty cash they had 2,000. In the middle of the year they got 4,000 from the head office. So totally they had a petty cash of 6,000. From that they have spent 3,850 as a petty expenses on that particular year. If you minus that petty expenses from the petty cash, you will get a closing balance. That is amount of rupees 2,000 plus 4,000 minus 3,850 as a expenditure what they have spent. If you are minusing or deducting that amount from the cash, we will get a balance of cash at the end of the year, that is 2,150. Next, I need to close with the furniture at branch. Usually furniture is a fixed asset. One thing while preparing any account, fixed assets amount in the opening balance will be same as closing balance. One thing we need to check, if there is any depreciation we need to minus. In the problem we have furniture at 10% depreciation. Now I need to minus that. That is amount of opening balance is 12,000. So minus from that, if I take 10%, that is 1,200. If I minus 12,000 minus 1,200, I'll get 10,800 as furniture closing balance. And lastly, we need to close prepaid insurance at branch. So in the problem, we have one information. They have not specifically said the balance on 31/3/2015, but we have one information that insurance up to 30th June 2015. So this is the amount which is exceeded from 31 March 2015. Usually we'll consider the balances from 1st April 2014 to 31st March 2015 in this problem, but it is exceeded from that. So whatever the exceeded amount we have, that exceeded amount will be the balance, because they have already prepaid it, which is supposed to pay. They have already prepaid it. For the next year also they have done the payment for the 3 months extra. So that 3 months amount will be closing here, and that closing will be opening for next particular year. So that is the reason I'm doing 2,600 into 3 months divided by totally 12 months. I'll get 650 as amount. And lastly, we need to close outstanding salary at branch. In the problem we don't have a specifically outstanding closing balance related to salary, but we have one information that we need to think about it. That is where outstanding is nothing but pending. So outstanding salary in the starting year they had 4,100. That means they have not given the salary amount of 4,100 that is pending in this year. But in between the year, the head office has sent the amount of 10,800 as a salary. So now I can say from that 10,800 salary, they can easily give that 4,100 pending amount. So now we need to assume it as they have given that 4,100 pending amount from that 10,800. So that is the reason in the closing balance of outstanding salary, we will not have any closing balance, which will be considering as 0. Next, I need to do a total, and we need to find out the balance. So usually in this problem I'll get a more total on the credit side. So credit side is the highest total, which is the amount of 5,27,200. That 5,27,200 I'm going to enter on the debit side. Whatever the balance we are going to get, for that we need to enter as a 2 general profit and loss account. If you get a general profit and loss account balance as a debit side, that will be considered as profit and also the balancing figure. Now I need to find out the balance amount. So I'm going to minus 5,27,200 from the above balances amounts. So I'll get the amount of 93,500 as general profit and loss account as a profit balancing figure. So if you follow the format and if you read the sentences properly, then the problem will be simple and you'll get a correct answer. I'll give you one more illustration to solve. So you need to solve this problem, and if you're having any doubts, please mention in the comment section. So in the illustration number 5, you need to change one information. You can see that insurance premium, that is paid up to 30th June 2014 at the rate of 600 per annum. So that is not 30th June 2014. Make a change, that is 30th June 2015. So this is the problem is similar what we have done in this video. I hope you guys have understood. Thank you for watching.